Hey, what's going on, Bonni? This is Renf. I am a Grand Champ 3 and 2 in all of the competitive modes. I've been coaching for a little bit over 2 years now, with over 350 plus clients. And yeah, I think that's really all you got to know about me, so we'll just get into the replay analysis here. During the replay analysis, the main things I'm going to be trying to focus on are not your mechanics, and more so your game sense, the mistakes you're making on game sense and decision making. Those are the things that we can change immediately. Mechanics, they just come with time and playing the game, and I can tell you what mechanics to work on, but you know, you're not gonna immediately pick those types of things up, so we'll just mostly focus on game sense here. By the end of the replay analysis, I should have a few different points, probably anywhere from 2 to 5 points that I want you to write down and work on one at a time. So we'll just hop right into it. Teammate not going for kickoff, obviously a bummer. Here I would have liked to see you not go for this back corner boost. We do have our teammate pushing upfield right here. It's good for us to just go through the mid boost, grab the small pads around the map and just stay up close with him. If you do want to go for the big boost, you always have the option of going for this mid boost on the right here. But it is a little bit better to push up close here instead of going back here, because if we look at this play, we're so far away from it. Our teammate kind of goes for this play. You know, maybe this could have been a better pass to us and we might have been able to score. But now we've just given our opponents so much space that they can kind of just work with it here. They end up kind of just throwing away right back to you. But we can see how in higher level lobbies your opponents would capitalize on this mistake where you're a little bit too far away from the play. I'm trying to do some mechanical stuff here. I'm not sure what the idea was. Maybe just you mishit this first touch here. Going for the double tap there obviously would have been the best thing to do. This probably wouldn't have saved the goal here, but this is like just something instinctually that you need to get into your head. When you're rotating out of plays like this, no matter what, whenever you commit into a corner like this on your opponent's side of the field, most, like 95% of the time, your opponents, unless you like stall it really well in the corner, but here we didn't do that very well. So like 95% of the time, your opponents are going to have a breakaway play right afterwards, and you need to try to rotate back to second man as fast as possible, or third man if you're playing threes. And we can see how risky this is, going for this mid boost rather than going through the small pads. It's very possible that we could have gone back in time. If we had, here, let me go into flycam, kind of show you where I would have liked to see you have gone. So the decision to go for the mid boost here, you know, it's way out of our way. We're kind of taking this really inefficient route just to get that, you know, 100 boost, which, you know, really won't make that big of a difference, especially if you're getting scored on. So what we really should be trying to do here is grabbing this, this, and this, and this. And if you want to even go faster, you can probably, so you go through like this. If you want to go faster, you can go through here. Just grab this one little diamond pad in the middle here. This is diamond. But here, we probably should have just gone like this. This will conserve a lot of our momentum, grabbing these small pads right here on the rotation back. And it's very, very possible that if we had taken this, we probably could have gotten the save. Turn right there. Yeah, we're probably, if we had turned and gone through this pad right here, we'd probably be somewhere around the circle right here. Definitely possible to get back and save that in time, or at least get a closer effort to it. Also, another advantage to just rotating back through the small pads is you're giving body language towards your teammate that it's okay for him to push up and keep the pressure going. When you kind of take these overextended routes to these mid boosts on the right or left here, or if you're going for your opponent's corner boost, definitely don't do that. But if you're overextended for any of these big boosts here, it's normally going to make your rotations for you and your teammate a lot slower, and it's just not going to be good for you. And here, it resulted in a goal. The main thing that resulted in the goal was just this misplay in the corner that we did here. Kind of just gave them away possession. And then afterwards, we made the mistake of just not rotating back fast enough. And here we could have honestly just turned left right here if we wanted to and gone around our teammate that way. But it's fine to go right side here as well. This isn't really our teammate's fault. Honestly, this is your fault. This goal kind of is your fault. Just the way we rotated and the way we played it in that corner. So definitely got to work on that. If that's a common thing you do where you go for this mid boost on the rotation back, definitely have to get that concept out of your mind. Okay, this is a small thing. I'm not sure if you play a lot of ones. If you do, you definitely want to fix this. If you don't play a lot of ones, this is still probably good to learn to fix, because in 2v2s, kickoffs are still really important. Normally for your kickoff, you want to flip towards the center of the ball. And what do I mean by that? I mean, if you're on the left diagonal kickoff here, you want to flip to your right. So if you know how to speed flip to your right, you should probably do that. Even if you don't know how to speed flip, it's probably just best to do a diagonal flip to your right, because covering more of the center of the ball here is going to be a lot better. You'll also hide behind the ball a little bit better, which can, make it a little bit more unpredictable for your opponent. But the main thing is that we're covering the center of the ball and we can follow through with the ball a lot better. We can see when we flip to the left like this, even though we're making this slight adjustment beforehand, where we're, I believe you're turning right. Yeah, see, you turn right a little bit before you go for this. Even though you do that, when you flip left, look how off center we are. We're not controlling any of the ball here. It's very, very easy. If he just goes to the center of the ball right here, it's just gonna squeeze right past us. And we don't really want that in 2s or in 1s. 3s, you can get away with it if you're trying to lose the kickoff. But in 2s, definitely not. We don't wanna put our teammate into that forceful situation. And yeah, look at that. That's what happens. So it just pops right over there. It's not great. Then yeah, teammate takes the boost. Again, it looks like we're overextended for these big boosts. This is a big issue for you, I think. I mean, we're 42 seconds in and you've done this 3 times now where you've overextended for these big boosts. I want you to get comfortable going for these small pads. Story I have to tell, I was a hard stuck, and I mean hard stuck. I didn't alter my rank at all for 2 years straight. I was in Champ 2 and I was just stuck there. I didn't know what to do. I was stuck there for 2 years straight, playing every single day, every week, trying to grind past Champ 2. I couldn't do it. I decided to get a coaching session, and my coach told me to do one thing, and it was this exact mistake. He told me to work on finding the small pads and only managing my boost with small pads. He told me to basically go as long as I could without having to go for this corner and mid boosts. Obviously, corner and mid boosts are a large part of Rocket League, but we have to be able to grab the small pads around the map and rely on those mostly. So that was the main thing my coach told me to do, and literally 4 days after that coaching session, I jumped from Champ 2 to GC 1. So that should give you a pretty good idea of how important this type of thing is, learning those small pad rotations. It's going to be really, really important for you. But this is a mistake right here, going for this corner boost. We can see how far away we are from the play. Naturally, just instinctually here, what I would have done is I would have gone through these small pads right here. We can see on the map, pad here, pad here, pad here. We can decide to go this way if we think our teammate's going to go a little bit wider on the pass here, or if we want to give him a little bit more space, we can go that way. If we think our team is going to pass us, we can go down these mid pads. It's just really, really important to stay into the play while having those small pads. You got to be able to move around the field with not a lot of boosts. It's going to become very, very important for you. A little bit awkward here. But yeah, look how much space we're giving our opponents here. If we stayed midfield here, this would have been a way different story. We could have been on this ball literally right now, getting it over that Sempura guy. So very, very important that we fix that. Good pop over him. Okay. That was if you're looking for the pass there, I'd just be a little bit more aware of where your teammate is, because he's not really where you're hitting it. He's not even close to it. He's like behind you in the corner. So if this wasn't going for the pass and you're just trying to clear it, this is probably a mistake, because we are just giving away possession when we do this. It is better to just keep this close to us. Even if this Sempura guy right next to us here gets a touch on us, it's totally fine. or if he gets any like demo or touch on the ball here, it's better than us just throwing away possession into our opponent's side of the field like we do here. Because most likely if he gets any touch here, it's going to be really light or really awkward for him. You probably won't run into that happening here. You should be able to contest it, grab that mid boost. But throwing away possession wasn't the play there. Looks like Canless just throws it right back. So Canless here, he's making the same mistake you are. Just throwing away possession. Now your teammate has possession. Looks like your teammate throws possession right away. So we can see how big of a problem this is for people in your rank. This is a very common thing for people at this rank in Champ 1. Basically all throughout Champ and even in Grand Champ lobbies, this is a really, really common thing. I only started to notice people stop doing this at high GC2 and Grand Champ 3 and above, where they stop throwing away possession at every given opportunity. They'd keep it close to them. They go for dribble setups. They go for air dribble setups. You know, they'd keep it close to them because you can control so much more of the play when you keep it close to you. And controlling the play, obviously, is going to be much better. You're going to result in a lot more goals from controlling the play than just hitting it max power midfield, right? It's okay to hit at max power if you're in your opponent's third of the field. If you're pretty deep in the field, it's okay to hit at max power like that, because most of the time your opponents, if you hit it fast enough, aren't going to be able to react and you'll get goals from that. But if you're on your third of the map, or really any half of your side of the field, basically here, let me try to show you here. If we go into flycam, I'm sure you understand this, but I'm just gonna explain it here. If you're in this side of the field, it can be okay to hit at max power, because this will result in goals, right? If you hit it fast enough, this can be really good. But like anywhere on this side of the field here, we don't really want to do that. We don't want to throw it away max power. We only really will ever do that where we're hitting it max power if we're going for a pass downfield to our teammate. So if the ball is like right here, you're right here, and your teammate's up here, it's okay for us to hit it max power over here if we're passing it to him, because that's going to be really efficient. Your teammate should be able to go up for it, and hopefully by the time he gets to it, it's already close to this line and he can just shoot it in. There's going to be a lot of power generated from that passing play. So those are like the exceptions to going for these types of things. That's pretty much the only exception where you would clear it and your teammate would be able to get to it immediately. Or if you're just hitting it away from your opponents for a time being and you need to stall for something. But in the large majority of situations, we don't want to be throwing away possession like that. So hopefully that all made sense to you. Okay. This wasn't your mistake, really. Shed Frog here probably should have rotated behind you a little bit sooner here. I mean, you right here have a much better angle than he does to go for this ball. So I can see why you went for this. Okay. Nice. Good read. Good job here. Nicely done. These types of corner reads are used all the time in my lobbies. Usually when you get into Grand Champ lobbies, people get really familiar with going for double taps all the time, hitting it down, because those are, at that rank, they become unpredictable and you'll score a lot of goals from that. But at my level and SSL level, going for these corner reads are just a step above that, where it's like so much harder to read that. I know you didn't exactly do it. You kind of popped it up and then waited on the ground until it fell over here and then you jumped up. But it is a good idea to go for those corner reads if you're able to do it. So I like the play. This is fine. Off of kickoff, it's okay to go for that corner boost there. Missing a small pad on the way. Probably didn't make too much of a difference, right? It's probably not going to make any difference really, but it is just good to be in that habit, grabbing all the small pads. This is fine. Nice. Good dive here. I would have liked you to probably be a little bit more left for this dive here. We can see that the way his car is facing that he's probably going to hit it to the left. Try to get it around you here, but works out for you. He has a mistouch. That's fine. You should leave the ball. Good job. Okay. I mean, this is mostly mechanical things right here, right? These are things you probably aren't going to be great at. But the right idea here would have been to just go up this wall right here. If you're not comfortable with this, it's fine if you don't go for it. But going up for the wall up here, probably jumping off and just hitting it into their net right here. So going for those wall shots, obviously that would have been much faster than jumping to the ground here. Probably would have had the goal there. Once you do jump to the ground though, the decision to go for the air dribble afterwards, probably not the best. I would have just taken the power shot. You know, do one jump and then a flip towards the ball. Probably trying to angle your car so you hit this side of the ball here. You can hopefully hit it into the net over here. But you know, those are mechanical things. You might not be great at that, and that's okay. It's just the idea, the mechanic that we chose to do probably wasn't the best that we could have done. Okay. Okay. I like going for this until you back up here. Until you hit the backwards button where you start driving backwards here. I like this play. Going for this is fine because this is basically just forcing him to give away possession. You're putting pressure on him immediately, and that's really good because it forces him to make this awkward touch, and that's all fine. But what doesn't work here is the way you back up afterwards. Once you're to this point, you've committed too far into the play. At this point, you should just try to turn around. Maybe if you want, you can look for a bump on this guy, maybe take the boost from him. If not, if you see he beats it to you, that's fine. You can just turn around, go behind your teammate. That's totally fine. Going behind your teammate here is totally fine. Just rotating out is totally good. You're conserving your momentum when you do that instead of just backing up here, creating this awkward situation. Because my guess is that your teammate's behind you here, and he'd love to go up for this ball. So let's go on the fly cam, see what it looks like. I haven't actually seen this, so I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's look. Yeah. So he's in a perfect position to go for this ball. When you're driving backwards like this, it's not good for you. You don't have any forward momentum towards this ball. You're not going to have a good challenge on it. You're not going to have a lot of control at all. It's better for you to just turn out here. Turn behind your teammate, conserve your momentum, get behind him, let your teammate go up, who already has momentum. He's already facing the ball. It's going to be a lot stronger for him. This just, I mean, I didn't look at this replay before. I didn't know that your teammate would be there. This was just my game sense. This was my game sense telling me that I would know Shed Frog there would be behind you. He'd be ready for that play. Maybe sometimes your teammates aren't going to be ready. Maybe they're going to be bad teammates who aren't going to be ready for those rotational things. But the majority of your champ level teammates and above are going to be following these pretty basic rotations. So it's perfectly okay for you to drive, literally just drive towards this ball, not even hit the ball. It's perfectly okay for you to just drive and then rotate out. That's totally okay, because a lot of the times it's going to put pressure on this guy right here, and he's probably going to throw it away, or he's going to get a little bit antsy, maybe lose a little bit of control, and that's going to open up the opportunity for your teammate to come in and hopefully get a good 50 on it or a good touch on it that gets it over this guy. And then by that time, you should hopefully already be behind your teammate, just keeping the flow of rotation going. So hopefully that made sense to you there. But yeah. Got a little bit lucky that they missed those shots. We're pretty low boost here. Oh, let me see. Are you guys in a party? No, you're not. Okay. Yeah, I'm surprised your teammate knew to go for this, to be honest. Because it was a little bit weird that you went for this touch and then he went for it after. I don't know. This play was a little bit miscoordinated here. Shedfrog probably shouldn't have turned for this. It's okay for you to go for this ball. Maybe you put in chat that you need boost or something. That gave him the okay. But that surprisingly worked out pretty well with you and your teammate there. Grabbing small pads here. Best play. Good. Grabbing those 3. That's good. Okay. Turning right here I think was wrong. But it looks like it works out for you because he has this missed touch here. I would have turned left there. Probably because my car is already facing this way. So I'm expecting this guy to get to this ball pretty fast here. Obviously we don't go for the 50 here because that's just a little bit too risky. So I'm probably going to just turn left here and try to jump up and go kind of for a shadow defense aerial save here off of his touch up here. When we turn right like this, it's creating a really large window for this guy basically to come up here. He doesn't even need to shoot it. If he wants, he can just kind of lob it over to his teammate over here. And we've kind of already overcommitted with this right turn here. Very small thing, and you didn't even get punished for it. But I did just notice it, so. Yeah. Let's see. Was us turning right here the reason? Okay. Looks like the reason this goal was scored is we threw away possession off of this wall here. We had low boost. We kind of got careless. We just threw it away. And our teammate afterwards had a misplay as well. So both of you and your teammates' misplay there kind of just led to that goal. Instead, I would have liked you to see, or I would have liked to seen you just let that drop to the floor there. It's totally okay for this play to happen here, where you drive up the wall. Who's going to threaten you from this position? No one's scoring this goal right here. That angle is way too precise. Maybe if you're in pro lobbies, I don't even think in pro lobbies that goal is being scored. It's okay to just drive down to the floor here, let the ball fall, and then catch it afterwards. That's probably what you want to do when you're on a low boost like that and you're on defense as last man back. You just kind of want to stall time for your teammate to hopefully get boost, rotate behind you. And when you're low boost, generally you're going to be a lot more efficient. Your play is going to be a lot more effective when you're on the ground, because you can still dribble without boost on the ground. You can still dribble and do flicks, and those are really, really powerful by themselves. They might not be as fast because you don't have boost, but they're still really powerful, really good to have in your arsenal. So just letting it drop to the ground here, catching it, or playing it towards this corner is going to be a lot better than jumping off the wall with your 27 boost here and then just throwing it away midfield. So hopefully that makes sense to you. A little bit of a missed kickoff. Again, I'll just reiterate what I said earlier for the kickoffs. Flip towards the center of the ball here, so we'd flip left. Obviously, we just kind of had a mistake kickoff there. Not sure what happened, but it's fine. Okay. I'm not sure what was going through your head here. It looks like you maybe had a mistouch and then tried to kind of improvise and go for some air dribble play. Just to say what the best play would have been here, or at least the most likely best play. You have probably two options here. You can pass it to your teammate. That's obviously a pretty good option here because Conless Kiss right here. he's kind of in a weak position. He's pushed up a little bit too far to where if you get a good pass towards your teammate, he can probably just score it in. The other option, the option I probably would have gone for, because it's 2v2s and generally you can go for these types of things in 2v2s a lot more. I would have hit it across the backboard right here. I would have hit it across the backboard. Then once I hit it off the backboard, I fly up and, you know, hopefully I can go for that double tap. However I hit it off the wall, you know, whatever the trajectory looks like, that would have been best. The ball is kind of bounced for this play perfectly there. You pushed up a little bit too far. Your momentum, you didn't conserve it very well there. You kind of, I don't know. It was a really messy play, really sloppy. Oh, and it looks like they scored because of it. But yeah, we made ourselves really, really weak mid here. If we're going for a play on our opponent's net, almost always we kind of don't want to just pass it middle, unless it's really unpredictable and it's really fast. Like here, it would have been okay for us to pass it to this guy if it was fast. To our teammate, it would have been perfectly okay to pass it here. But here we kind of just like floated middle, right? Our teammate's expecting some type of pass. That's how he's positioned. We just let it float middle, and it's a really easy clear for Canless to just put it in the net. So yeah, just the mechanical decision to go for an air dribble there didn't really make that much sense. I'm not sure if you've tried to learn speed flip before. Speed flips are always good to learn. They're not like necessary. You can do really, really well without a speed flip, but if you want some mechanic to start learning, I think a speed flip is a good place to start. You're not quite doing it, so I would, if at all possible, I would go to a Discord server that might have some coaches in it, and I'd maybe send a clip of you doing the speed flip, and hopefully they can help you out. And this I can't really show you because I'd have to have multiple I'd have to have a controller overlay and a little bit more to help you figure out what your issue here is if you are trying to do a speed flip. But you are like side flipping more than you are speed flipping. This is basically a side flip. This isn't really a speed flip. So definitely keep working on that if you are. Going for the mid boost there. I think it's fine at this rank because it's slower pace. In my rank, I would have just grabbed the small pads and gone back here because it is a little bit faster, and I don't really need to have that big boost. It's not really necessary. And I'd be too worried about my teammate getting 50'd on this wall and then there possibly being a goal scored off of it. So I'd like to just get back as fast as possible. You don't really need to do that here because you're playing Champ 1s. They're not going to be able to capitalize off of this kickoff exceedingly well. So works out for you just fine. Okay. Rotate through back post here. We rotate a little bit too far up here. And we can see we had this kind of awkward turn to the right. You really, really like to go for this air dribble place, huh? You're just wasting boost when you go for this. You've done this a few times in the game where you've kind of gone for an air dribble play when it didn't make sense. All you needed is that one touch, and then you can just drop to the floor with your 40 boost and play from there. We didn't really need to waste our... I mean, we had 100 boost here. We didn't need to waste all of that boost just for those touches. Because those touches, ultimately, it just leads to possession for our opponents here. If we are going to go for an air dribble, we have to have a little bit more boost here, keep it closer to us, or we have to be able to get it to the wall and pinch it off the wall. That might be a little bit too mechanical for you, but if we are going for an air dribble, I think after this first touch here, you should just try to follow underneath it. And see, after you get this first touch, just fall to the ground, kind of land underneath it, try to transition into a dribble there. But yeah, just gives possession right back. Okay. Yeah, I mean, again and again, we're overcommitting for these big boosts. This is definitely I haven't looked at this replay before. This is the first time I'm seeing it. We're 3 minutes in. I can tell this is your main issue. If you can fix this issue alone and just start relying on those small pads, not needing the constant 100 boost, I guarantee you're going to hit champ 2 at least. You might go to champ 3. But this is your biggest issue right here, going for those big boosts constantly. You need to just be able to rely off of small pad usage, not wasting your boost when you're moving around the map, making sure you can grab those small pads. This is probably the single most common mistake I run into, so don't even stress about it. This is really, really common where people struggle with this. They like the big shiny boost they see because, you know, it's 100 boost. Why grab the small pad if it gives you literally like 1/10 of the amount of boost? So a lot of people kind of just gloss over the small pads. I did it. Most players do it. It is just a really, really common mistake, and this is definitely your biggest mistake. Just overcoming for those big pads, not grabbing the small pads. A little bit awkward, you and your teammate just fighting for that ball there. Should have rotate back post. Good job. It's pretty good. Okay. Nice. Really strong 50. I think it would have been better for you to leave this for your teammate. It made more sense for him to go for this. He just went. He's on the left side of the field here. The opponent just hit it towards the left side of the field. Made a little bit more sense for him to go for this. But, I mean, you probably wouldn't have 50'd like that, so you got the goal. Good job. Good, I like that fake. Really good play. Okay. Obviously, we didn't want to do that, but the back pass is good. Grabbing that big boost is fine. Nice, really good pass from your teammate. That probably wasn't the best play. If you were going to go for this big powerful shot here towards the goal, since it is a breakaway play, it's okay to go for these sometimes, for these big old clears, if it's going to be a goal, of course. If you are going to go for this, you would have had to jump a lot sooner. You probably would have had to jump right about now and just fly out for it and try to hit it as fast as you can into that goal there. But you take a little bit too long here, so at this point, it's not going to be fast enough to get it past Canless here. So rather than go for the power shot, I would have just transitioned into a dribble here, or some type of bounce dribble. That might have been a little bit more effective. Okay. Going for this 50 probably isn't the smartest. We can see our teammate just went for the ball there. He's flying on our opponent's corner of the field. This basically is a one-on-one, but your opponent already has possession of the ball here. He's way closer than you are. He plays it really slow though, weirdly, and you're able to basically time it as soon as he gets to it. But he does beat you in the 50 here. This is just really, really risky. If this ball had been 50'd anywhere on the right side, if he had gotten it past you on the right side, this is going straight to his teammate, which is hiding behind his car right here. You can see a name tag. He's right over here. If it had gone anywhere over here, probably bounce off the wall or whatever, teammate could probably carry it over to the goal here and score a goal. So it's just really, really risky because we don't have a teammate behind us. We kind of want to wait until our teammate's behind us until we can go for this ball a lot of the times. So yeah, just really, really risky play. Ended up not being a goal because it went on the left side there, but probably wasn't the best idea to go for. Okay. I don't agree with going for this here. We should be alongside not going for this, we should be further back post. If we're just kind of waiting for our teammate to do stuff over here, then we need to be further back post here. When we see our teammate shadowing like this, it's just best to let him take it across our backboard here and, you know, take it behind us to the left here. That's just the best play to do. Kind of cutting him off like this. This is never really good. Because it kind of wastes, it makes what he just did on the wall not really make any sense. He's trying to take it over you, go towards this corner. So wastes his boost, and also there was just pressure over here. That's why he's taking it over. Otherwise, he'd just bring it right through, right? But obviously there's pressure over here, and he realizes it, so he takes control and he tries to bring it over the backboard. So just putting it right back towards the pressure, that doesn't really make sense. Also, we get bumped. That's going to be a very common thing if you're going for this. You're going to get bumped, or you're going to bump your teammate. So yeah, it's not really a good idea to go for that. Just keep on going here. Good patience. Okay, this is all good. Okay, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Aw, react a little bit late there. This was all fine here. It's just we reacted too late to that play. Yeah, no. I mean, we just had to save this goal pretty much, but reacted a little bit late. Went over us, that's okay. Again with the kickoffs. Look where we're flipping. Look where we are. We're on the left diagonal, and we flip to the left. This time we cover a little bit more centered than we did the first time. Still not great. We don't have a lot of we don't have a lot of control. We're not able to kind of pivot from this left side over here. Sometimes when you're able to speed flip to the right over here, we're able to, you know, hit it this way. We're able to land on the right middle side of the ball, barrel roll to our left, and kind of control it towards that way. You kind of want to be able to land more in the center so you can pivot either direction, throwing your opponents off on the kickoff, so you can't always predict it. It's good to be able to have that ability. Nice. Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. It's all good. All good. Should play back post. Nice, that's pretty good. Passing to the teammate there. Nice. Oh, wow. This should not have been a goal for you. I thought this was going to be really bad for you as soon as you went for this. To be honest, it's low on time here, so pretty much everything I say at this point, if you're playing really aggressive, this is okay. So you going for this, if you had 2 minutes on the clock, this would have been really, really dumb, because more than likely you would just hit it across the backboard or hit it into an opponent and you'd way overcommit yourself. But you're 2 goals down, 15 seconds left. You kind of have to do anything you can, so that's totally okay. Nice. Really good positioning during that whole play. Oh boy, we got a 0-second goal, looks like. Let's see this. Oh, nice. Nice. Really good. Really clean. That's got to feel pretty awesome. What? Why did your opponent go AFK? What? Okay. Well, I mean, can't really comment on any of that. All right. Well, there's the end of your replay analysis, Bonni. So, the main things I want you to be writing down right now, the core things you need to be working on that we saw play out all throughout your replay there. Well, here, I'll go into training. Show you what you should be working on. So, number one thing, grab these small pads, right? We want to make sure we're grabbing these small pads. A really, really good training method you can do. Literally, just do this 5 minutes a day before you play. Do this as a part of your warm-up, and do this 5 minutes before you get off. I want you to do that every single day for the next 2 weeks so you can ingrain it in your head. You turn off unlimited boosts like this, and you just go around the field like this. And you can practice different rotations. Each situation is going to be different. But a lot of the times when you had to use this, you were committed into your opponent's corner like this, and you had to rotate out. And instead of grabbing small pads, you go for like a big boost over there, or you go for a big boost right over here. You don't really want to do that. We want to make sure we're grabbing these small pads around the map. If sometimes when you're going for these corner pads like this, it can be better if your teammate's able to immediately apply pressure after you come into that corner. It can be better to just rotate like this, using this kind of mid pad right here. So it's kind of like a hook that we use, where it's like this, and then grab that one right there. But there are so many different paths that you take. Obviously, there's this mid line right here that we can take back. When you're on defense, a really, really important one to get behind is this kind of pyramid. We can see this pyramid right here. Can't really show you. I guess I can. This pyramid right here. It doesn't really look like a pyramid from this angle. If you fly above, it does look like a pyramid though. It's really, really important to be able to rotate through these on defense like this. Rotate however you see best, turn around, just practice these types of things. Try to go as fast as you can, grab the small pads, use that drift while you're going. You can grab a big pad if it makes sense in the rotation. Just do this literally 5 minutes every day before you start, before you hop off. And the big thing you're going to be wanting to do to practice this though is to actually just consciously be working on it in game, because that's going to be the biggest difference, knowing when to go for things. And once you start getting more comfortable, maybe you've done this for like 5 or so days and it's starting to get boring, turn on ball cam, then try doing it, because it makes it significantly harder. I don't even know if I can do it very well. Well, I can do it pretty well. You kind of learn it from muscle memory where all the small pads are. And like they're not like on my screen right now, but I know where they are just from muscle memory. And if you can get to that point, it's going to be really powerful. Just because, hey, look, I just missed this small pad right here when I was trying to do it. So we all have things we have to work on, but learning to have ball cam on and kind of know where you are on the field and grab the small pads is going to be really good for you. So that's definitely the number one thing I want you working on. Don't overextend for this big boost. You got to stay in the play. And how you stay in the play is by grabbing these small pads. So when you're in game, make sure you're always staying upfield. When your teammate's upfield, you want to be in the play, being ready to immediately apply pressure when your teammate's done with the ball. When he's rotated out, you don't want to be really far away from it because you grabbed a big boost. You just want to make sure you're always present, always being efficient and effective. That's going to be your biggest thing by far. Honestly, that could be the only thing I tell you to do. And I think that alone is going to rank you up a lot if you can just fix that. But there are some other things that we were making mistakes on a lot of the times. We were throwing away possession a lot. That was a really, really common thing. That's a common thing pretty much every rank past Plat and below SSL. They just throw away possession all the time. It's a very common thing where they just throw away possession. They'll go for some dumb play off the wall or something and just throw possession right to their opponents. Doesn't really matter where they are in the field. It happens all the time where possession is being thrown away. Another big thing was going for air dribbles when it didn't really make sense. Air dribbles, they're very good if you can get really good with them. But if you're doing a really slow air dribble like this, where it's not really going forward at all, it's not going to be very effective for you. if you're going for an air dribble, you want to make sure it's going fast like this, right? We want to make sure we're going as fast as possible. So that way it's a lot harder for your opponents to read when it's going at that speed, rather than, you know, I mean, you know what you're doing when you're doing it. You're going for these types of air dribbles, right? It's not really going anywhere when you go for that type of stuff. So make sure if you are going to go for air dribble plays, make sure you're, you know, pushing it forward and not pushing it as far up. A lot of decision making issues with like what mechanics to go for. Like a lot of the times, I mean, there was that one time when we were on the wall and we could have, you know, jumped off and scored the goal, right? Being able to do that really well. If you're not comfortable jumping off the wall a little bit and, you know, flipping out and being able to score those, you definitely got to work on that, because that's going to be really, really common for you. That's just something that's really pretty fundamental and rudimentary for high champs and above, being able to jump off the wall and just flip it out, whether it be a pass or a goal or a breakaway play. Just being able to do that. Honestly, once you get into Grand Champ, you're going to have to be able to learn how to do kind of crazier things where you, I kind of failed it there, where you come off the wall here and go for these kind of sidewall musties, because they are a little bit more unpredictable. Go for double tops off of those. But you have to be able to do that for sure. Trying to think through it. I'm pretty sure those were the main things I can think of at this very moment. Hopefully you were writing down notes throughout the whole thing, or you can just look back on the replay. And if I pointed out more things, you can kind of be like, oh, I should also work on that. But those were the three main things I can think of right now off the top of my head. Boost management, grabbing small pads, not overextend for the big boost, really good. Number 1. Number 2, not throwing away possession, really important, obviously. And number 3, not going for those kind of weird air dribble plays, making sure we're making the correct mechanical decisions. So yeah, those are the main things. If you have any questions, feel free to send them my way through DMs. If you are not Bonni, the guy who is watching this, and you want some of my private coaching, feel free to DM me on Discord. It is Renf #77747s. And then hopefully it does cost a little bit of money, but if you're able to pay like $10, then I'll give you one of these videos or a live session, whatever you need. Bonni, if you thought I did a good job on the coaching, I always appreciate a review from whatever Discord server you came from where I was a coach. I think pretty much all the servers that I'm a coach in, there are some type of review platform area. So I always appreciate a review if you can leave me one. If you thought I did a terrible job, I also appreciate a review. Maybe give me some criticism. I always appreciate it. Whatever review you can give me, I will not complain. So I think that is the end of the session here. And yeah, hopefully I have a good rest of your day. See ya.